Hey Nate, I know you said Cam Reddish is going to be a game time decision. Has that been decided yet?
I'll know something. I'm expecting him to play, but we'll know something here right before game time.
Hey Nate, going back to the ball movement that y'all had in Minnesota, just how much did you like that, and how much is it? How much will that help you guys if you're able to get that kind of movement moving forward?
Well, I think that's the kind of basketball we can play. We've been basically trying to play that style of basketball with Trey's ability to create, get out into transition. It starts with the defensive end, the floor rebound, and then trying to get out into transition. But we just had excellent ball movement. I mean, 31 assists in that game. And when you have shooters that are basically taking shots or getting shots that they practice every day, they're going to shoot a high percentage. So that's something that we try to create every night.
Yeah, you all obviously play a lot of games over the course of the year, but do you or the players put any more emphasis when you play a team like this? It's atop the division.
Well, I mean, they are top of the division, and for us, we got to bring our A game. So every game is important. As far as preparing yourself and being ready to play, but the energy and the urgency that you want out on that floor should be the same every single night.
And can I ask you about where you're mindful of the fact you have a couple significant injuries on that side of the floor, but where are you in the satisfaction scale with how this team's playing defense?
We know we got to get better. There's some of our numbers we know that we have to improve.
Coach, you said you were expecting, hopefully, Cam to play tonight. What, if you've talked about it, would that look like? And what are maybe the impact he could have?
Well, it would be another wing defender. We need a wing defender. We need length guarding Durant and James. He play the same role, so his role doesn't change. If he is in uniform tonight, he'll come off the bench and he will play the role he's been playing all season long.
One of the things that Timothy said after the last game you guys played is, I asked him about his confidence, and after starting 4, playing the way that he is, how confident is he in his game? He's like, I've always been confident, but I want other people to build confidence in me. How much confidence do you have in him after seeing what he's done the last 4 as a starter?
We have confidence in him. I wouldn't have put him in that starting lineup if we didn't. His ability to really try to establish the type of defense we want to play. He's physical. He pressures. He takes pride in the defensive end of the floor, the offensive end of the floor. He's been a guy that has been on the receiving end of ball movement, and he's been able to knock those shots down. So we have confidence in him. That really started this summer when Travis brought him on board. We had a number of wings that were injured this summer, and we kind of felt that we would need someone like him to be on the roster to help us. And we have early injuries, and all of a sudden he's getting time and he's playing well. So a great deal of confidence in him.
Nate, this first part of the schedule is showing you guys playing a lot of games in a few days. How important was it having this little stretch of 3 days coming into tonight's game?
Well, it was definitely something that was needed with all the injuries that we had, and I think more, we physically we need that, but mentally, I felt that we needed that, just some time to take off, and so these last 3 days were basically managed in the sense of getting them some rest, mentally and physically, and trying to allow some of these guys to heal up and get ready for another stretch here.
Nate, when you look at the Nets last year, when they had Kyrie Irving and they were a top offensive team in the league, and compare it to this year, when even with Harden and Durant, they're relying more on defense without Kyrie, how dramatic is the difference for you, and how does it present a different defensive challenge?
It's not a different defensive challenge, because you still have 2 of the most elite scorers in the league, probably 2 of the more efficient scorers in the league still out on the floor in Durant and James, their ability to score with single coverage. You know, they are one of the top teams in moving the ball. Those guys are just machines on the offensive end of the floor. The defensive end of the floor, what they're doing, and you know, without Kyrie, you know, their lineup is a little bigger. You know, so they're switching everything, and what they're doing is they're doing a good job of keeping the ball in front of them and making you shoot over the top. You know, so they don't give up a lot of threes because it's basically a 1 through 5 switching defense. So they stay with the perimeter and just force you to score over the top. They have a little bit more length with the guys that are playing, and they're able to do that. You know, Durant is playing the 4. You know, LaMarcus is playing the 5, and you know, basically they're just switching 1 through 5. So you know, is you know, with Kyrie not being there, I mean, they still got 2 bazookas over there in the sense that James and Durant, we know what they're capable of doing.
Nate, going back to the 25 threes in Minnesota, you talked about passing up the second option to get to the third option, and it seems like so much of that comes from the pick and roll. How much does that play into tonight's game as far as trying to break them down and get those second, third options?
Well, you know, I think the first thing you want to do is try to play before their defense gets set. You know, because of all the switching, you can catch them in cross matchups and transition. You know, so you know, trying to get the ball down and playing early is something that we always want to do. But we call it touch the paint. You know, force that defense to collapse, and when they collapse, you got to make your reads. You know, your kickouts on the perimeter. Most NBA teams are going to defend your first and your second option. But when you get to your third option, third and fourth option with that type of ball movement, normally you're going to have a wide open look. You know, you have a good look possibly on that second or third option. But if you move that ball one more pass, a lot of times you're getting uncontested shots and rhythm shots. So that's the thing we talk about, playing in your third and fourth options. And when you're playing against really good defensive teams, they're going to make you play in your third and fourth option. They're going to defend your first, your second, possibly your third. But you get to your fourth option, normally you'll have a good look.
Coach, real quick, if you don't mind humoring me, we're doing a fun feature on Gallo tonight in our show. If you had to describe Gallo, the guy, not the player, just who he is and what you've learned, how would you do that?
How would I do that? He's quiet. He observes everything. You know, a lot of times he's off to himself and he's just observing everybody and everything. So I don't want to call him that. No, let me think about that. I'm gonna have to think about that. Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you.